skid, and Maya Brady, if they want to get off of that skid, she's going to be a big part of it. Already has been so far this season.
First pitch misses up and away from the lefty Kelly Maxwell, taking on what was and what still is one of the top offenses in the league, but has struggled in this 3-game losing streak. Sydney Romero has not struggled. She has a 4-game multi-hit streak going. She's very comfortable in this part of the country as an assistant coach at Oregon, just about 2 hours south of here. Sid getting ready on deck behind Maya Brady. A star-studded lineup. That one gets away from Maxwell. 2-1 count.
Maya Brady at the top of this Spark order. It's a hitter that Kelly Maxwell and this Cascade pitching is going to have to face the most in this series. They waste no time getting their offense going with the best hitter in the league up to this point.
Maya Brady rips one to left, and just like last night, she will lead off the game with a double. She has hit safely in every game this season.
Staying on this pitch just to take it the other way. She has power to all fields. A lot of pop in her bat, pure athleticism, and she is on an 8-game hit streak, which is the longest streak in the AUSL so far this season.
To your point about the power to all fields, her double last night was to the right center field gap. The 310-foot home run that she hit a handful of days ago in Rosemont was over the right field wall. Now Kelly Maxwell, Texas native, went to Oklahoma State and then finished her career with a national championship at Oklahoma. Tries to settle in against another former Sooner in Sydney Romero.
And Kelly Maxwell going to spin the ball down in the zone with her drop ball. She's going to spin the ball up with her rise ball. Not going to have overpowering speed. In fact, she'll hover around 64, 65 miles an hour. That drop ball is her most used pitch up to this point in the season at about a 46% clip.
Gets away and goes back against the temporary netting. Maxwell taps her chest, says that's my bad, and Brady is 60 feet from home with nobody out.
And this is her pitch usage actually at Oklahoma. She's using her drop ball more this season.
Romero out to right center field. Otis catches, throwing home, and not going to get Brady. So Oklahoma City, after being shut out for the first time all year last night, scores just 2 batters in.
And it's following that, and then shut out last night. 0 for 14 with runners on base. So this Spark offense that was so strong for the first 4 games, and just trying to figure out big that they scored early in this one.
Delaney Wiz has been a big part of that hot start. She was 1 for 3 yesterday. Homered 3 times in the Chicago series, and she walks here.
And how big is that Maya Brady double? This Cascade pitching staff has just not given up extra base hits hardly at all. So it's been 43 innings that they've pitched this season. They'd only allowed 10 extra base hits in those 43 innings pitched, in just the 1 long ball. Their pitching staff has just been so stout.
That also gets away from Maxwell, who's having a little bit of control issues here out of the gates. Cheryl through the 5-6 hole. Wiz being held at third base, and Cheryl wisely will take second.
We watched Sydney Cheryl at BP before the game, and she was just roping balls extremely hard. And one of the focuses that Amber Flores, the head coach of the Spark, told us was that they wanted to focus offensively on being aggressive early in the counts and sticking to a plan, but they wanted to get going early. This is a big focus for them coming into this game after losing 3 in a row.
Amber Flores was locked in at BP because we were kind of down there going to go talk to her, and I think multiple times you looked at me and said, she's in coach mode right now. They were working on swings. Remember when Maya Brady, at the end of one of her turns had kind of flew out to center field, and Amber Flores said take one more, and Maya Brady hit one about 300 feet over the center field wall.
When she knows what this team is capable of, but just hitting a little bump in the road early in this season. You saw how hot that they started, hitting over 300 in their first 4 games, had 10 home runs, scoring 8 runs per game. But the last 3 games, their offense has only been able to generate just over 2 runs a game. So I think that more so this offense is highly respected in the league. The first 4 games, the offense that you saw, I have a feeling is really the identity of this team, just hitting a little skid, trying to work through it.
One upstairs to Bubba Nichols Camarena. One of 3 UCLA Bruins, not just on this roster, but in the top 5 of the batting order, with Brady Wiz and Nichols Camarena 1, 3, and 5 for Amber Flores. Bubba chased that one.
Yeah, I think that you look 1 through 5 in this Spark offense, and they may have the best top of the lineup in the league. Power on power up at the top.
Bubba certainly plenty of that power. Second in the league last year in home runs. 2-2. Just a little high. Bubba had a 5-game hit streak snapped yesterday. She did keep a reached base streak going that is now at 7. Takes low, and the bases are loaded.
Remember last game last night, they had the bases loaded in the first inning too, had nothing to show for it in that first inning against Sam Landry. So already 1 on the board with an opportunity to put up a crooked number early in this game, which is exactly what they want to do.
It's Jesse Warren. Swings first pitch. Vidal is coming home, and they get the lead runner. It's not been the start Maxwell wanted, but if she can end it here with just the 1 run, could give Portland a little bit of momentum and more belief. Not that they need any more belief.
Well, because Portland's offense compared to the Spark offense, Portland's offense is not necessarily their strength. It is their pitching and defense, keeping opponents to low run totals.
Ground ball right side. Torrey tried to pick that up in fair territory, but misplays it, and there is run number 2.
Because Kelly Maxwell has such great spin, oftentimes when there is a mishit off the bat of these hitters coming to the plate, it has crazy spin off of it. So Torrey Vidal is trying to get that short hop, gets kind of an in-between hop, and can knock it out of the inning. Chance for more for the Spark.
Big swing and a miss from Haley Lee. You think Torrey felt like this is an opportunity? I need to go get this before he gets foul.
Yeah, disrespecting the athleticism of somebody like Amari Harper, trying to go and get it and get more of the short hop than that longer hop. I think she thought it was just a slow developing play. If she waited for that longer hop, then I think she thought Amari Harper was going to beat her down the line.
This is a dangerous bat. Haley Lee has not put it together to start this season. She walked twice yesterday, but she has so much power. Spark would love to see her get on the board with her first extra base hit of the year. That's what they did last night. 0 for 14, 0 for 5 in those big situational moments. Already much better in this game. Lee out in front for strike 2.
Oh my goodness, that off-speed pitch by Kelly Maxwell right there, an equalizer. 56 miles an hour, looks like an off-speed curveball coming out of her hand. Haley Lee is way out in front of this pitch. That is a good-looking pitch. You saw it on her face, too.
So an important pitch early in this game. 3-2, and Maxwell has to come at Lee here. Takes strike 3. 2 runs come across, but Maxwell strands the bases loaded. Oklahoma City, much better start in game 2. Now, after the game, it was like a party. Tori is down in the 6th spot in the order, hit her first home run of the year last night. Kendra Falby is in the leadoff spot, and that is a tremendous play by Jesse Warren to retire the speedster.
Yeah, Cascade shuffling around their lineup a little bit, putting Kendra Falby up at the top. Corby Otis had been the leadoff hitter, and then Megan Grant hitting in the 2 holes. So some changes here in the Cascade lineup, despite them being on a 5-game win streak, which I thought was interesting to move things around.
They will face a rookie lefty out of Duke, Cassidy Curd. Spent 4 years there playing for Marissa Young. Just exploded onto the scene as a freshman in 2023. Won 18 games with a 1.65 ERA. Her ERA numbers were up a little bit the last couple of years, but she was just such a workhorse for that Blue Devils team.
I've really liked Cassidy Curd since she was a freshman. You could really see what she was capable of as a freshman at Duke. She came out in February throwing really well, so she's going to come from the left-hand side with a curveball, rise ball, and we'll mix it and change up every now and then. But that typical lefty that relies more on her curveball on both sides of the plate, so that's a backdoor curve there that she can throw outside to the right-handed hitter. She'll throw that curveball on both sides and work up in the zone with the rise.
Faces Corby Otis in the 2 spot. It was Otis in the leadoff last night. She jumps ahead in the count 3-1, and Portland respond immediately.
Corby Otis has been off to a hot start. Talk about Maya Brady and her numbers.
Hard hit ground ball to Sid Romero. 2 outs. Otis had 2 hits last night, a double, an RBI, and a walk. Retired in her first at bat to make way for Megan Grant. If you're going to have to face her, you want to do it with nobody on base. So here is Grant, who was 0 for 3 last night, trying to get on the board in her new home stadium. There are plenty of Megan Grant t-shirts that have been sold and are being worn around the stadium. She is going to instantly be a fan favorite. 1-1 count.
Just incredible what she was able to do her senior year, and really toward the end when she just, I don't know, flipped a home run switch on really in April and May, just chasing Kendall Wells, who was leading the nation as a freshman in home runs, and then Megan Grant quickly caught her as they were both chasing Laura Espinosa at the Division I single season home run record. Had been in place for a long time at 37, and Kendall Wells and Megan Grant going after it.
Record that stood for about 30 years on some of those great Arizona teams in the mid to late 90s. Curd calls time as the pitching clock was winding down to about 3. Two from Curd.
You know, Kendall Wells was leading Megan Grant for most of the year. And then what was so impressive to me was the way that Megan Grant, when she started to take the lead of Kendall Wells, but still chasing Laura Espinosa's record, she just didn't let the moment get too big for her. She just continued to have quality at bats.
It's underneath this to shallow center where Maya Brady charges in to make the catch. It's OKC 2 and Portland 0 after 1 inning. Last in the 4-team league last year, currently in 2nd place with now 6 teams in the AUSL. We have our 2 expansion teams playing right here for the first time ever.
Oh, the Bandits are on a little bit of a win streak too after a slow start. Got back on track. And that series against the Spark actually after that run rule win.
Kelly Maxwell trying to settle in here in the 2nd frame, facing Grace Jenkins. It's going to be tough for Maxwell, though, because this is 9-1-2 due up for Oklahoma City. Grace Jenkins, a rookie out of Folsom, California, played her college ball first at UConn for 3 years. was a tremendous catcher there and then transferred to Arizona, where she primarily played in the outfield due to a woman standing in the other dugout, Sydney Stewart. That was something that Caitlin Lowe and the Arizona staff were very forthcoming with Grace when she took her visit to Tucson. Said, look, probably not a lot of catching time for you here, but we'd love to have you and we'll happily work with you in the outfield.
That's a big reason that Kirk Walker, the general manager of the Spark, wanted to bring her to this team because of her versatility. And talking with Lauren Lappin, one of the assistant coaches at Arizona, she raved about Grace Jenkins and thought that she would be a great pro.
Swings through that for out number one. Back-to-back strikeouts for Maxwell. Struck out Haley Lee looking with the bases loaded, and now starts the second the same way.
Yeah, there's something different about Kelly Maxwell already in this inning. She's being more aggressive with her windup. You can just tell she is coming out with in this inning with an attack mentality. And I saw it, that first pitch that she threw to Grace Jenkins, when they go right at that 9-hole hitter. And just looking a little different. Like, that's a good pitch right there that she just missed to Maya Brady. But there is just something different already about her windup and the way that she is attacking each pitch right now. It's different from the first inning.
Second AB for Brady, doubled over the left fielder's head in her first at bat as she fouls that up and away. 1-1 count. Similar to last night, Sam Landry came out. There was some jitters to start the game and had to dance out of a really tough spot in the first inning, but she did, and then she cruised. Sam Landry, back-to-back complete game wins. Last night was a shutout. The one in Utah earlier this week was allowed just one run, and then between those two starts, she also picked up the save in just 2 outs for Kelly Maxwell.
Yesterday was their first home game, as we mentioned, so it's just different as a pitcher to throw the very first pitch of the entire game versus watching your offense hit as a visiting team in those first games. And I think that you saw it in the nerves from Sam Landry, seeing the nerves for Kelly Maxwell, the first time that you're running out to the field, throwing the first pitch of the game, all eyes on you. It just is a different feel for a pitcher when you're going out to set the tone right away than watching your offense hit first.
2-2 to Brady. She went around, but the ball gets away, and Maya Brady has reached. It got by the catcher, Kelly Torres, who gets the start tonight.
This is a changeup that they get Maya Brady a check swing on, and she definitely went, but it just gets through the wickets of Torres, and Maya Brady has very good speed, recognizes that it's behind her, and just takes off for first base. So Maya Brady reaches again her on-base percentage above 600 this season.
Sid Romero lays into it to left. It is gone. Her second home run of the season, and Sydney Romero is scorching hot right now.
Amber Flores, head coach of the Sparks, said that they wanted to swing early. This is an off-speed curveball that Sydney just is on time with. It is belt high. She gets all of it. 252 feet is the distance that this one went. 75 miles an hour off the bat, but just on time for a 56-mile-an-hour pitch. Not out in front of that pitch whatsoever. And that one hurts that Maya Brady was on base for the Cascade.
Delaney Wiz takes strike one right after the blast from Sid Romero, who's had 2 productive at-bats. And let's go down to Anna with Sid.
All right, Sid, you guys have jumped out to an early lead in this one. What was the difference maker?
I mean, we knew after yesterday's game we had to make an adjustment, and that's what good teams do, is they make adjustments. And I thought we came out and attacked early and attacked hard, and yeah.
What were you looking for on that pitch that allowed you to get that home run?
Just a strike to hit.
Strike to hit. Good hit, though. Thank you. Back to you, Chucky.
I like it. She's keeping it simple.
Looked like she was looking for a strike to hit that was 56 miles an hour. That's not usually on accident that you're timed up with that one. So I think maybe Sydney's sitting on that pitch, or they picked up something from Kelly Maxwell to sit on that off-speed pitch. But either way, I mean, good hitters got to be on time. And Sydney Romero with a 56-mile-an-hour pitch, she was on time with it to double the lead for the Oklahoma City Spark.
Now Sydney Sherrill back. 2 of the 3 batters in the order. Sydney's. Sid Sherrill didn't play at Oklahoma. She is from Oklahoma, played at Florida State. Just like 6 all-star teams in this league, essentially.
So balanced, it feels like, this season. So much talent all around.
Sherrill fouls it back, strike 2. 2 games tonight, one of them already completed. The Talons taking down the Volts for the 2nd time in a row in Round Rock, Texas. We mentioned the Blaze and Bandits. They had 2 days off, but they get back to work tomorrow and Sunday for game 2 and 3 of that series. Down low from Maxwell, 2-2. Crowd trying to get behind Kelly Maxwell, who has found herself with a 4-run deficit.
You know, there's been 2 situations that extra runners, you know, gotten on board because of a defensive mistake by the Cascade. There was that error committed by Tori Vidalis. It actually went down as a hit, but in my mind it was an error. But just giving the Spark more looks. Maya Brady reaching on the drop 3rd strike, giving the Spark more looks off of Kelly Maxwell, making her throw more pitches. She's already thrown 50 pitches and we're not even through the 2nd inning, making her work, throw a ton early on.
Temperature, they say, has fallen to about 81 degrees, but when you're standing in the sun and there's not a huge breeze out there today, feels like much more. It was about 88, 89, just 90 minutes ago, it seemed like.
The wind is a lot different than when we were in Chicago. It's only 3 miles an hour here. When we were in Chicago, it was gusting at about 35 miles an hour. Very different.
Hard hit smothered by Megan Grant over at the hot corner, fielding her position well. But 2 more on the board in the
sort of extra bases, back-to-back series.
Yeah, took them off the Christmas card list real quick. I mentioned to you in the break, if Sid Stewart has both those hits, she's hitting .333, and it looks like she's just raking because she's got a couple extra base hits. She's got a home run probably. Instead, hitting just 200 on this young season. This is actually a rematch from regionals here between Cassidy Curd and Sydney Stewart. Duke defeated Arizona in Durham. And now here they are just weeks later at the pro level. Stewart wins the battle. And she didn't hit that one like the other 2, and that's just how this game works sometimes.
It really is. She got jammed on a curveball trying to work her up and in, and it falls. So what are you going to do? Sometimes you square one up and it doesn't go down as a hit. Other times you don't get all of one and you get a hit. That is just how this game goes.
So Stewart on first after a 1-2-3 inning in the 1st inning for Cassidy Curd. She's working against Sierra Sacco Ferry. The left fielder was 1 for 3 last night. A great rookie season with the Talons last year. Oh, 1 count to Sacco Ferry. And takes outside. So there's a lot of former teammates on the field right now between these 2 teams. Sacco Ferry, one of the Talons that won the championship last year. Tori Vidalis right behind her, also a member of that team. This is to Romero, and it's just out of her glove, but they get the force at second. Heads up from one of the other talons on the field right now, but on the other side, Sid Romero.
What a play. She timed that jump just right. I thought that was going to just stick in her glove, but it drops, and then she knew exactly where she wanted to go. How about the vertical jump there by Sydney Romero over at shortstop? And being able to get that force out at second base. That was a well-struck ball by Sierra Sacco.
So Romero and Brady, members of the Spark now, both taken in the expansion draft. Sierra Sacco Ferry and Tori Vidalis on the other side for the Cascade. And that's what happens if you're Lisa Fernandez. You put together this tremendous roster, you go win a championship, and then everybody wants to take your players away in the expansion draft.
I mean, they just had star after star on that team, and Lisa Fernandez, the general manager of the Talons, wanted to keep that pitching staff intact, so unfortunately had to lose a good chunk of the hitters that made up their everyday starting lineup. But Megan Faremo and Montana Fouts and Georgina Korick and their catcher Charlize Palacios were protected, and then also Hannah Flippin at shortstop, the defensive player of the year. So really centering their team around pitching and defense with who they protected and lost all those good hitters.
One of them right here in Tori Vidalis. First AB of the night after hitting her first home run of the year last night. And she could be a big difference maker for this team. You see what she did last year, just one home run in the regular season, hit one in the championship as well. One home run in the first 7 games this year. One note on that is that home run in the regular season last year was in her first game back. She was there on day 1, but she had just arrived from the Women's College World Series, so didn't play. So then game 2 of the season comes around. Tori homers right out of the gates. And then didn't again until a clutch home run in game 1 of the championship against the Bandits. Hitters count for Tori against the rookie Kurd. Hard hit to Warren. Quick turn. Cheryl off her back foot. It's a great throw. The two Seminoles linking up for a double play. One-on-one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Chucky, I think one-on-one will have to stay for basketball season. Although if Amanda took me to the pitching mound, I think she would absolutely destroy me. We can say that safely. But yes, the Sephora Braid Bar was so much fun. I will be definitely doing it again. It's available at every ballpark across the country all season long. So definitely recommend for any fans. And like I said, broadcasters who may not feel like doing their hair on that day.
They have a lot of product over there that I was messing with. Like, I was actually really excited about the hair perfume. I didn't know that was a thing. So then I started to like go through the products, and it's all like awesome product. Not just saying that, but always a lot of fun just to get your hair braided.
What do you think they would do if I walked up to that tent?
Cry, because they wouldn't be able to do your hair. I know that you feel left out in this segment, and I'm sorry about that, but I don't know, maybe a buzz cut they could do for you over there?
It's just a haircut. Bubba Nichols Camarena grounds out.
Walked into one of the many games that we have on TV every single day until July 20th.
I'm going to have to get a timestamp on that video. Make sure there was a game going on.
There was a game. If my phone is horizontal, I'm watching a game so that it covers the whole screen. That's what you saw.
You got a wide array of things you watch. It could have been F1. It could have been anything.
Oh, it was definitely softball. AUSL.
Here's Jessie Warren, part of that great double play. Somewhere Lonnie Alameda was smiling watching Jessie Warren and Sydney Sherrill link up for a 5-4-3 double play. Part of the national championship team at Florida State in 2018. Warren slices this into foul territory.
One of the things that you love about this league, though, is old teammates reunited or rivals reunited, getting to go back against each other, or teammates going against each other like we see a lot. There's so many UCLA Bruins and the AUSL that they're constantly pitching and hitting off of each other, a lot of OU players as well. But just being able to see Jessie Warren again, get exposure to Sydney Sherrill again, them on the same team, fans love it.
Jessie Warren just taps it through the right side. A one-out base hit for her. We are back Sunday, so day off tomorrow.
Who's not? As far as the players, coaches, umpires, broadcasters, are you a morning person?
No, I'm not.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to wake you up, bring you some coffee.
You know me, I'm usually 2.5 before the game. We might be 20, 30 minutes, Amanda. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Might be rolling in for open rehearsal.
Slacker.
Mari Harper, her first at bat earlier, ended up being ruled an RBI single on the tapper down the first baseline to Vidalis, which she'll take. At the end of the day, in a week from now, that looks like a line drive.
Yeah, that should be an error, her last at bat. That offense swinging a little bit better than what we saw in their last 3 games when they're that 3-game losing streak.
They hit 4 home runs the game before this streak started. They hit 4 home runs in their run rule victory over Chicago in game 1 of that series. They came from Rosemont out to Portland, but they lost the last 2 games of the Chicago series. In a lot of ways, Chicago's season has been revived, and even though it's early, they were off to a really bad start. This bounces off the wall, and another run is going to come in to score. The Spark have silenced this sold-out crowd here in Oregon.
Yeah, Mari Harper has one of those sweet left-handed swings. Gets a pitch that's more up in the zone, about belt high, recognizes that it is more of a mistake, and she's just able to find a gap, barrel one up, and push across another run for the Spark. They have now scored in all 3 innings.
3rd-team All-American in this state at the University of Oregon. Finished her career there just 1 year. Hit almost
home here with some ties to Oregon. Lindsey Grine, good to see her back in the state of Oregon, and Sydney Romero still on staff at Oregon.
Peyton Gottschall is a native of Ohio. Started her college career at Bowling Green and then finished up with a couple dominant seasons at Tennessee, helped them to back-to-back SEC titles, and has quickly become one of the most reliable relievers in the league, really primarily used in this role.
Yeah, she has the mindset for it. You could hear her walkout song when she was at Tennessee. It's some heavy, hard rock, metal that you know what is going on in her head when she comes out. She really thrives in these relief appearances because she has the mindset for it, and she has really unique spin and movement with a few different variations of her curveball, and she'll move the ball up in the zone with her rise. And there is that off-speed curveball to go right at Haley Lee. Runner in scoring position. It is her time to shine, entering into this game and try to change the momentum away from the Sparks offense. Off-speed curveball, gets a swing and miss. Haley Lee way out in front.
And first pitch swinging from Jenkins out to left field. Sacco Ferry got back eventually on it and makes the catch. Job done for Peyton Gottschall, and ends up allowing just the 1 run in the inning.
From coaching now to playing with Linz, and I think it's pretty special because her energy just on the mound is everything. And you saw that at Oregon, and it's nice to have that here, but I'm really proud of her. Yeah,
Lindsey Grine enters the game here in the 3rd. She faces Sis Bates to start off the 3rd inning.
I got you. Here.
Just beyond the glove of Warren, a leadoff single.
So what? Roll it up. Let's go. Me and you.
So did you guys already have a handshake coming into this, or did you and Lindsey just form a handshake?
We actually just did that right before this game. Roll it up, Sid.
Okay, so that doesn't go way back to the Oregon days. Like, that just happened.
That just happened, like, literally before this game. Good.
First pitch strike to Kenley Cahalan, the Florida rookie.
Throw her out. Yeah, dug out. Grace. Got me.
So you talked to Anna in your in-game interview about you guys coming out and having this attack mentality. How do you feel like that has played out so far through just about 3 innings?
Really good. I I just feel like with just anything, the more aggressive we are at the plate, I just feel, I mean, with any team, the better off you are. So that was really our mindset going in from yesterday to today. I mean, something had to change. And we did that. So it's been pretty cool to see. There's a lot of game left. So, yeah, Linz, here we go.
1-2 count for Lindsey Grind. Sydney, how tough is it right now? You've been doing this a long time. How tough is the balance coaching to playing?
It's tough, but it's definitely manageable. And I tell myself all the time I chose to do this. And good. And I love every second of it. I love being able to practice what I preach and just being able to teach my girls, but then also apply it to the field. So I feel like it makes me better on and off the field because I hold myself accountable. Yeah, Linz.
Another 1-2 coming from Lindsey Grind.
Good.
So it just seems like you're swinging really free.
Stay there.
At the plate. Why is that right now, these past few games, with how you look at the plate and your approach?
I'm big on routine, and I just feel I'm seeing it well and staying simple, being confident, and really just not overthinking anything. Foul ball, sis. Oh, I love her. Guys, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. Me and you, Sid. Get it, Linz. Let's go. Come on, Bump. You're good. Hit me.
One out on the fly out for Kenley
Good
Cahalan.
job. Big time. Roll it up. Heavy pull here, okay?
Kelly Torres in the 9 spot, her first at bat tonight.
Throw her out. Lindsay, me and you.
Sydney, what's this team like with so many veterans that surround you? Just kind of start from scratch with this expansion team, but have so much experience on your team.
I feel like it's such a good mix of both, with a lot of returners, a couple of vets, and a lot of rookie pitchers, which has been pretty cool. So a lot of just teaching moments and just getting people used to, the spark and being able to bring the spark into AUSL. It's been a really good combination with like me and Sid Sherrill, Haley Lee, people who have been here and in this program. So it's been really cool to expand on that. Good. One. I got you, Linz. I got you.
Bobbled by Jesse Warren, so Torres aboard with 1 out.
So what? I got you here. Go at her. Let's go. Yeah. Haley. Yeah, I got you.
Now back to the top of the order, and Kendra Falby. Sid, before we let you go, I got to ask you on draft night. I'm sure mixed emotions. You were with the Talons, such great vibes last year, but when you heard your name called, especially to OKC, what was your reaction?
I was pumped. I was excited because, one, I knew Coach Kirk, and I love him to death. So I feel, I feel really proud to be back in Oklahoma. Okay, 1 second.
You do, you Sid.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us. We'll let you go. She's locked in.
Yeah, this feels like a big inning. Couple runners on for Cascade, trying to claw back into this game after Pigot came in and relief appearance, pulled that momentum to their side. Now trying to score here to try to cut into this big lead that Oklahoma City has. And top of the lineup coming up with Kendra Falby. So Amber Flores going to go out and talk to her defense about what's what here.
Always appreciate players taking time to talk to us during the game. That was Sid Romero live in the field.
It's multitasking at its finest.
It's fun too because she is such a great communicator. I mean, they all talk, but Sydney Romero is an elite communicator, and you hear that. She was talking to the dugout. She's talking to her fellow infielders, her pitcher. 2-0 from Grind, fouled back by Falby. This is a big opportunity here in a 5-run deficit for Portland to get back in this game.
Well, and Sydney Romero can play any infield position. You could probably put her anywhere on the field, but playing that shortstop position here with the spark on an everyday basis.
Popped up by Falby. Maya Brady was playing in, and there's 2 outs. Two on for Corby Otis.
You know, these are the moments that Corby Otis early on in the season has really thrived. I mean, looking at her 9 RBIs at the top of the league right now with Maya Brady entering this game, Corby Otis has been locked in with runners in scoring position. In fact, coming into the series, she has the most hits with runners in scoring position in the league. So not having the same RBIs as Maya Brady, but not hitting for the same average is telling you that she has been clutch in these
9 runs in the last 5 games. Part of that was a grand slam that she hit against Carolina in their first win of the year. It was a 12-run inning, which was a record-setting inning in the AUSL short history.
When we were talking to Sydney when Lindsey Grine entered into this game, but what the Cascade are going to have to deal with Lindsey Grine is a rise ball at all different levels. That last pitch was a rise ball. I mean, that was lower in the zone. She is all rise like that. And then a hint of changeup every now and then. But when Lindsey Grine is out there, you can expect rise ball spin at all different levels up and down the zone. Oftentimes that will cause hitters to get underneath her pitches and cause some easy flyouts or get into one for a home run.
Strike 2 to Otis. Full count, 2 outs, and runners on first and second, with Megan Grant standing on deck. Otis, slow roller right side. Cheryl fields it, flips to first, and Otis is retired. Out of a jam and takes away a potential opportunity from... And let's go down to Anna Camden.
Well, just a few minutes ago, the Cascade made a pitching change, putting Peyton Gutschall in this circle. And as they try to climb their way back into this one, she calls herself an oh-shoot pitcher. GM Jamie Loprice told me this right before this game, actually. She doesn't like to warm up too long. She can go in on a whim, and she loves these high-pressure situations when her team needs a spark. And I would say that the Cascade are in an oh-shoot position right now.
You just wonder, was it oh shoot?
Was it oh shoot? But it's a great name, and she takes a lot of pride in this relief duty. She knows that she has the mindset. You know, it's been difficult for her with how well the starting pitchers have been pitching in that Utah series, and then last night, the way that Sam Landry threw her complete game, the starting pitchers have gone deep into games, and because of that, she has not gotten very much pitching time. But here in a situation where they got to Kelly Maxwell, they bring her in and try to mix things up.
She faces the top of the order here in the 4th and walks Maya Brady. 3rd time Brady's reached a double, a strikeout that got away on a wild pitch, and now the walk. To your point on Gotchel, didn't throw in the Talent Series. Had the 2 complete games and then 6 1/3 from Maxwell and a save from Sam Landry. Just 2 innings pitched in the opening series against Carolina. Gave up 5 runs, but all of them were unearned.
When you know she wants out there, right, in that Utah series and last night, if you're a pitcher, you want the ball, but you also love seeing the success of the other pitchers on your staff, and you love winning as the Cascade enter into this game on that 5-game win streak. So the starting pitchers going deep into the game had been the big equation to lead to success for the Cascade, and she's just not been able to get into games.
Sydney Romero swinging hard. Grant to second, and they roll a pair. Gotcho with a big fist bump, and this big crowd getting into it behind the Cascade.
It's all about the quick turn of this double play by Sis Bates. Watch how quickly she gets rid of it. Great turn, comes in front of the bag as she throws to first base. Megan Grant feeds it to her perfectly. That perfect turn by Sis Bates, one of the best defenders in the game.
The crazy part about this Portland staff, with Gottschall trying to find innings right now, Soraya Flowers is going to have her hands full because Carly Hoover's coming back soon from Japan. She was a second-round pick in the expansion draft, 3rd overall from the Blaze, and she only threw about 2/3 of an inning last year, missed the rest of the season, but she's got a chance to be one of the top arms in this league.
They make this strong pitching staff even stronger. When she comes back, she stands over 6 feet tall, hard, down in the zone.
Delaney whiz with 2 away. That's bounced in, 2-2 count. Carly Hoover's got a ton of innings on her arm over the years. She's an 8th-year pro. Played in Japan for a long time. AUSL last year, despite the fact that we didn't see a lot of her. But even played in Mexico this year, which we've seen a lot of these players do as well.
And she loves to pitch. Always tinkering, always trying to make herself better. Hard thrower, throws at 70+ miles an hour with those long levers. She's going to be a big addition to this staff. And again, this is how Jamie Loprice, the general manager of the Portland Cascade, wanted to draft around a deep, solid pitching staff. And she's got one on her hands. Talking to Kirk Walker, the general manager of the Spark right now.
Whiz to center field, Falby back and makes the catch. Peyton Gottschall has calmed things down out of the bullpen. But Portland got to get the bats going.
A little cooking on the side lately. She won a championship with the women's basketball team at UCLA just this past season. And she told me that getting to play for both teams was a dream. She said there were days on the road during basketball season where she would be having to find a batting cage to practice, to get hits up, but she said that it was always worth it. And she actually hasn't even had a day off or a week off or any time off since July, because she went straight from basketball season to softball season to now professional softball season. And that is the definition of someone who loves their craft and loves to compete.
One of the comments that was made by Kelly Inouye Perez at UCLA when that conversation started to happen was some of the give and take was how great of a teammate she would be for the basketball side of things. And then for Kelly Inouye Perez on the softball side, it was the conditioning and things that Megan Grant would have to go through with basketball. And Anna Camden can certainly speak to the rigorous conditioning of a basketball season as Grant just taps this down the first base line and is retired by Haley Lee.
You can tell just still trying to figure out things here at the professional level. She's hit a couple of home runs, but pretty quiet bat. Besides that, she's had 3 hits so far this season, and 2 of them have been home runs.
1 away for Lindsey Grine. Sydney Stewart fouls this up and out of play for strike 1. Still time left in this game, just in the bottom of the 4th right now with 1 out. But the problem is for the Cascade, this is an offense that has not produced in a big way often this year. They've only scored more than 3 runs on 1 occasion. Stewart to center, underneath it, 2 outs. And that outing was 12 runs in 1 inning against Carolina.
And looking at their batting averages, 5 hitters in their starting lineup are hitting under 200. So just some hitters that are slow to get going, like a Megan Grant, like a Sierra Sacco, who had such a strong season for the Talons last year, like Tori Vidalis, who's been a little bit slower to get going. You know, Kinley Cahalan hitting in the 8-hole, had a great senior year for Florida, and she's hitting 133. So you know there's just some more in these hitters for the Cascade.
The positive from that is that they have won 5 straight. They have the best record in the league. They're sitting atop the standings, and they're probably thinking the pitching can get even better when Hoover does return, and that the hitting certainly can get better.
Well, and I think it's just figuring out their team identity when they're hitting? What does it look like when this Cascade offense is really gelling? Like, what is their strength? We know that the spark, their strength is going to be to hit home runs, high slugging percentage, extra base hits. It's a very powerful or overpowering offense that the Spark can have when they're at their best. But what is the Cascades offense when it's at its best? What does that look like? Is it station to station? Is it finding gaps with doubles? Is it using the short game and their athleticism and speed a little bit? Just trying to find their offensive identity early on this season. They have their pitching and defense identity. They're trying to find it offensively.
1-2 to Saco Ferry outside. What do you think it is? I mean, I look at this team, and you would think this should be a pretty balanced group overall.
Yeah, I think it's getting some power from Megan Grant and Tori Vidalis and Corby Otis, and then using their speedsters like Falby, like Sis Bates, like a Sierra Saco. They have a really good balance of athleticism with those lefties and some righties, too, that have a little bit of speed, but I think each individual hitter just needs to get going and play to their own strengths.
Disciplined take there from Sierra Saco Ferry. Second-year pro out of Marrero, Louisiana. (3-2) from Grind. Popped up on the infield. Jessie Warren wants it. She will take it, and Lindsey Grind is rolling.
See it even more with segments like that and mic'd up players, mic'd up coaches, just being able to get to know these teams and the players, and I don't know, just hear how awesome they all are.
It is a 5-0 Oklahoma City lead here in Hillsboro, Oregon, just west of downtown Portland. Sydney Sherrill leads off this 5th inning. (1-2) from Gottschall. She has started to settle this game down from a pitching standpoint. We showed you how great they were in the last 4 games. Just an ERA of 1 with 23 strikeouts, no home runs allowed. Tonight been a little bit more shaky, but Gottschall gets the strikeout of Sherrill.
And just making the most of this relief appearance. I mean, their pitching, again, had been so good that Peyton Gottschall has just not gotten into the game. So look at her with this mindset to be able to enter into games and shut things down. Gets a strikeout there with her curveball to Sid Sherrill.
Peyton Gottschall just plays and cheers from the dugout with so much energy. When she gets rolling, there is a pep in her step around the circle. Bubba Nichols-Camarena fouls off the first 2 pitches. Gottschall ahead 0-2. Bubba had a new gig this year, just completed her first year as an assistant coach for Stacy Newman-Denise at San Diego State. And the interesting part of that is that she played for it last year with the Chicago Bandits. And then Bubba, of course, selected in the expansion draft, and Stacy stepped away from her role in the professional league, but just loved the energy and the culture piece that Bubba Nichols-Camarena was as a player, and then also as the rising young head or assistant coach. Here is that expansion draft, and Bubba Nichols-Camarena selected in the 6th round, one of 3 Chicago Bandits that were also selected. Sydney McKinney and Delaney Wiz, the other 2 that she played with last year. Now here's Jessie Warren also on that expansion draft list. Jessie swinging first pitch. Falby in center field. 2 outs. Well, it's Monday Night Baseball on ESPN as the Braves are in San Diego to take on the Padres. First pitch set for 10 Eastern. Watch it live on ESPN or stream it on the ESPN app.
That Padres Park is just so beautiful.
This is driven to deep center field. Falby turning and catching it at the wall. The two-time Gold Glover. Sign along with Ruby Rojas as well.
I love that. That is an epic home run call. And how cool is it that we have, over 10 games that are on ESPN Deportes? And I don't know, I don't think our sport has ever had that before. Can't be like completely certain, but I know we don't have it in our college games.
And here is Tori right on cue through the 5-6 hole. And I was just about to say, of course, last night it had to be Tori, who played for Team Mexico at the 2020 Olympics.
Oh, so true. That swing, I think, really freed her up. She said to Anna in her in-game interview, I needed that. Hit the ball hard her first at-bat here. Hit the ball hard again. Her second at-bat was something to show for it. Did not have something to show for it in that first one.
And that's going to force a pitching change. Lindsey Grind's day will end right there. Really quality stuff from these rookie pitchers so far, though. Curd went 2 innings, gave up just 1 hit, no runs, no walks. Grind comes in, she goes 2+, gives up 3 hits, but no runs, no walks.
Well, you can tell that they're really trying to stay ahead of these Cascade hitters, getting onto these rookie pitchers, making faster pitching changes. That would also be one time through the order for Lindsey Grind, so they're going to go ahead and bring in Paige Gould. But the coaches starting to figure out their pitchers and this young staff to make quick changes. Those 2 days off, both teams.
Here is Paige Gould, the rookie out of Stockton, California. Back-to-back AUSL draft picks for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Last year it was Raylan Chafin, had a tremendous season with the Utah Talons. This year it's Paige Gould.
And giving up some runs in the 4 innings that she gets pitched. That's why that ERA is so high. Still just trying to figure out this professional level of pitching and strike zone and what her nasty spin can do against these hitters. When you watch Paige Gould throw, she does not overpower you with a lot of speed, but she overpowers you, or can overpower you, with the spin and movement that she has. 2.50 ERA in her senior year at Mississippi State. She transferred in for her senior year, helped lead them to the Women's College World Series for the first time in school history.
Big time strikeout numbers. This gets away from Delaney Wiz, and the pinch runner Powell takes second and then hustles back in. She was really aggressive around second base. Another opportunity for Portland in this inning. They had one a couple innings ago and couldn't come up with anything.
You see that movement from Gould. Delaney Wiz trying to handle that movement, so she'll throw a drop and a curveball as well as a screw. Paige Gould will. You just see that spin and the movement, 59 to 64 miles an hour. She really won't get above that. She is all about spinning these pitches with and manipulating the spin to create movement.
Sis Bates to left center field. Brady with great range makes the catch, and Powell will take third.
The reads that Maya Brady are getting in center, that she is getting in center field right now, are just top notch. She is knowing exactly what to do with her first steps. Sis Bates is showing some pop there at the bottom of the order for the Cascade in this series, and Maya Brady just able to track it down beautifully.
Down to the 8th spot, Kenley Cahalan, who takes strike one. Little SEC rookie matchup here. Cahalan out of Florida and Gould out of Mississippi State. That is up and goes back against the net behind Wiz. Powell won't risk it with one out. What a career trajectory for Paige Gould. Just the 1 year at Mississippi State. She played her first 3 years at Chattanooga. She was the back-to-back Southern Conference Pitcher of the Year in 2024 and 25, and then part of a great kind of transfer class that Taryn Moat McKinney and Sam Ricketts put together in the pitcher's circle this year. And now here she is playing in the pros.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her co-ace on that Mississippi State staff, Alyssa Faircloth, eventually get to play in this AUSL league and get a golden ticket.
2-2. That is outside ball 4. 2 on now with just the 1 out. We talked in the break, Amanda, this crowd is just begging for an opportunity to really get into this game. They've had a couple moments here, defensive play or two, but they are waiting for the big moment for the Cascade to try to mount a comeback. Amber Flores coming out to have a chat in the circle. The 9-hole is coming up to the plate, and Kelly Torres. Not been a lot of base runners on for Portland tonight. They were retired in order in the first inning. They were retired in order in the 4th inning as well. Had just a a base hit in the 2nd, but a double play ended that inning. So they've put the minimum at the dish in that frame as well. Now 2 on for Torres. Big opportunity for Kelly. Bounces in, Delaney Wiz picks it off the turf. For Kelly Torres, just doesn't know how many more opportunities she will get. She is out of the reserve athlete pool in place of Mia Davidson, who's on the temporary inactive list right now in Japan. Those players are returning soon, so it's a big chance for Kelly Torres. They have struggled tonight with the runners on. 1 for 7. It's kind of a complete script flip.
Asia Gould is just so tough to time up with her spin and throwing about 59, that curveball. It's a lot of weak contact because of the movement and the spin that she has, like that foul ball and Kelly Torres being out in front of a curveball off the end of the bat. You're so geared up in this league for speed in the upper 60s and 70 miles an hour. The Asia Gould is just a completely different look.
Got her swinging. 2 outs.
The movement on this pitch, look how much this breaks her curveball off of the plate, and she gets Kelly Torres to chase that pitch with her as throws it, 3 balls off the plate. We're gonna have another pitching change back to the starting pitcher, Cassidy Curd.
Maybe on the off day, that is probably where a lot of these folks are headed. As Kendra Falby swings through the first pitch. Cassidy Curd back in. We saw her in the first 2 innings. She faced the minimum, did give up a hit, but and Tori Vidalis grounded into a double play. Falby grounded out against Curd in her lone outing against her. She did not go around.
And Kendra Falby trying to decide if she wants to go to her slap or keep her feet still and swing away. A lot of different ways that Kendra Falby can approach this at bat.
Did swing away. This is in foul territory. Bubba gave it a look. Kind of crashed into the wall on that slide.
I hope she's okay. Looked like that knee ran right into the fence.
It looked like she might have said ow when she got up and was looking back at the field. She might need the off day tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody does.
1-2 to Falby.
I would love to know with Kendra Falby, like I wish that she was mic'd up right now to figure out how she decides when she's going to go to her slap and when she's just going to keep her feet still and swing away, because each at bat in the series that we've seen, it's been her going back and forth within each at bat. And it's hard for me to say, you know, I was not a slapper, so I can't give you any input there as Cahalan goes from first to second on that drop ball by Delaney Wiz, but I can't be in her mind because that just is so different than the game that I had with what Kendra Falby brings to the game.
2-2. Slaps this time, and it's foul. Whatever works, and it certainly worked in her time at Florida. She had 75 or more hits every year with a career best 90 in her senior season. Oh, man. That could not have felt good.
Not at all, but what it does is it gives Corby Otis a chance to come up with the bases loaded in this inning, and she has been their best hitter with runners in scoring position as Kendra Falby just wears this one on her knee. Not going to feel good whatsoever. However, get Corby Otis up with the bases loaded and a chance to get right back into this game. Cascade have to find a way to score here.
They were teammates for 2 years at Florida. Otis has already hit a grand slam on the field Cassidy Curd played on at Duke for 4 years. That came against the Carolina Blaze, but it's another opportunity for Corby Otis. And it would completely change this game. 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
And Cassidy Curd, her command has just not been the same as it was when she started this game.
Hitters count for Otis. Swings left side. Warren charging and fires to first to retire Otis. Big play from Jesse Warren over at third base. Shot back in the second. They have really managed that pitching staff well, trying to snap the second longest win streak in AUSL history at 5 for Portland. Peyton Gottschall has certainly done her job out of the bullpen so far.
Giving her offense a chance to get back into this game. They've just not been able to get the clutch hit, but she came in and totally shifted the momentum, got this crowd back in, thinking that their home team had a chance. Currently on that 5-game win streak, second best in AUSL history.
Here's Cahalan. Quickly, 2 outs for Gottschall here in the 6th. We were talking after that last inning, Amanda, about the opportunities missed for Portland. Earlier in the game, 2 on with 2 outs for Corby Otis. She was in a hitter's count and ended up getting out. Megan Grant was standing on deck, and then last inning with the bases loaded, Otis grounding out with Megan Grant again standing on deck. So we talked about what does this offense look like, and one of the things you mentioned was you need some of that power from Megan Grant, but some of her biggest possible opportunities have not even come to fruition. She will lead off the next inning. This is the Oklahoma City leadoff, Maya Brady, who is 1 for 2, but has reached all 3 times tonight. Struck out, but reached on the wild pitch and scored on the Romero 2-run home run.
And we talked about her at the top of the show and just how important she is to this offense and the way that she's started this season and been so locked in, continuing to have a great approach at the plate, believing in herself and the preparation she put in before the season started.
Lifts this to center field. Falby is going to watch it go. Another one for Maya Brady, her 4th home run of the season. That ties her teammate Delaney Wiz for the AUSL lead.
It seems like right now, if you're putting pitches anywhere over the plate, Maya Brady is looking to hit. She is looking to crush. Goes down and gets this one. Her barrel gets underneath this pitch. That is down in the zone, and she just elevates it out of here. That one just kept going way out of the reach of Kendra Falby.
Is she the best all-around player in the league for you right now?
Seems like it right now, yes. Just so much confidence, too, with the way that she started this season. We talked about this yesterday. It's just not easy to come into season after so many months off and have to prep for yourself and get yourself ready to go for the season, and she's been on it.
And she's standing by with Anna Camden.
Oh, sorry, the crowd just went crazy. Oh my goodness, the sun's blaring. Okay, Maya, huge home run. You're, I think Chucky said 4th or 5th of the season. Walk us through that pitch.
Honestly, Pigot is a competitor, and she has really good stuff. And so, honestly, just being aggressive, that was one of our goals this game. Just help our pitchers out and just trying to put runs on the board.
Great job. There's a lot more going on in this game, so I'm going to let you get back to your team, and we're going to send it back to Chucky.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Look out for fly balls over there. Foul balls, I should say. She is just on another planet right now. The glove we've seen all over the place, the power, the speed. Not just an elite softball player, but just elite athlete. Like, you feel like you could put a basketball in her hand, she'd probably be really, really good. Probably put her on a volleyball court and she could jump through the roof. We're glad she's on this field, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just love watching her play and everything that she brings to the game, that confidence and calmness alongside it when she steps into the box or when she's playing center field. Just never feels like there's any panic in her game. Just deep belief and competitiveness in Maya Brady. I didn't even think it was that bad of a pitch that Peyton Gottschall threw, or the way that, when you look at the height of that pitch and how Maya Brady went down and got it.
That is the Spark offense coming back tonight, but Wiz goes down on strikes looking. 6-0 Port. See the head nod there? It's like she was listening to you. She said, you know what, Amanda, I am.
She knows she's feeling good.
Megan Grant leads off the 6th. Takes a huge cut through that pitch from Cassidy Curd for strike 1. Alongside Amanda Scarborough and Anna Camden, I'm Chucky Kemp. We appreciate you joining us for game 2 of this series. Oklahoma City closing in on a rubber match. Megan Grant destroys that ball over the left center field wall. Her 3rd of her rookie season. She was 0 for 5 in the series before that swing, but maybe gives Portland a little hope.
You said it. She has not gotten to hit with any runners on base because of the person in front of her getting out. 3rd home run this season. This one went 246 feet. The other 2, one went 313 feet and one went 294 feet. So her home runs were averaging over 300 feet in distance. That one a little bit more on the shorter end, but Megan Grant was going up looking to hit early in the count. Gets a pitch down in the zone. That was a curveball, and Megan Grant can handle down in the zone so well. Similar to Maya Brady, also going to UCLA, of course, being able to scoop that curveball out of here. Low pitch in the zone, but they just get their barrels underneath it on time, drive it out of here.
Megan Grant hit 42 this year, single season record. She is down on the field with Anna Camden.
Okay, Megan, this came when your team desperately needed it. What was your mentality going into that pitch?
Honestly, just get on base any way I can. Honestly, the pitchers are so good in this league, so we just try to keep things simple over here as much as possible. Just try to stay relaxed.
I can see the locked in. I can see it when you walk back into the dugout. How much does this team want this comeback win?
I mean, we want it for the fans. We want it for the pitchers. We're just doing everything we can for the team.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
42 this year set the single season record. She hit 91 in her career. 68 in the last 2 years. She got off to a slow start with regards to home runs in her first 2 seasons at UCLA. So that home run record that Jocelyn Allo set could have been in a lot of danger. Grant got off to a little bit quicker start in her first 2 years. Which makes what Jocelyn Allo did all the more impressive as you look at what she did this season. The multi-sport athlete as well, just a huge competitor. You can see the intensity on the face of Megan Grant almost at all times.
Yeah, she said or she says when she does her home run trot, she like blacks out. It's just how intense she is when she's going around the bases, and then celebrates with her teammates, but she's just kind of out of it. Remember in that game against Tennessee 2 years ago, her junior year, when she missed home plate, the Women's College World Series, a home run off of Carlin Pickens, because she just gets so into her home run trot and wanting to celebrate with her team.
And when you grow up and you do everybody's stances and you do kind of mimic their movements and their style, Megan Grant has just so many of those things within her game. One of them is her pre-pitch routine, when she kind of steps out of the box, grabs the top of her helmet. The other one is when she rounds the bases, specifically when she hits right at about second base. She kind of looks down and puts her hand on top of her helmet, and it's just become this iconic home run trot.
Well, how about the Spark taking a page out of Texas textbook from the Women's College World Series in the postseason and going with this pitching rotation here with all their rookies as Lindsey Grine comes back into this game.
Sydney Stewart flares it out to right field, and Grine retires the first batter she sees upon re-entry. Something else that Megan Grant's picked up as a professional is this notebook. And she said it's a little different at the pro level, so she started doing this, and she's taking notes on pitchers and taking notes on her at-bats and kind of how she felt in those at-bats. And this goes back to the intensity. Such a gamer and wants it so much. We've seen that as well with another UCLA Bruin, Megan Faramo, on the pitching side of things, also has historically kind of kept a notebook like this.
Well, and normally you see players writing on it deep into the dugout, almost just kind of trying to do it in private, maybe hide from the cameras or hide from the other team seeing you do it. But she is front, out, and center in that dugout, just taking notes and going through likely her at-bat and what she saw. She gave a lot of credit to Anna and the quality of these pitchers that are in this league. So just trying to figure out a way to feel more comfortable and confident and get to know these pitchers and what can help her lead to success for her team more.
2-1 from Grine. Catches the outside corner, strike two.
It's special to watch Megan Grant operate and the pride that she takes in her warm-ups and hitting and how dedicated that she is to her craft. Even traveled with a sled and a 45-pound weight. She has this whole bag of items, tools that she travels with. But
oh, Jessie Warren robbing Sacco of a base hit.
I hadn't seen her at third base in a couple of games because she took a couple of games off, maybe was banged up a little bit, but she is back and covering a lot of ground over there at the hot corner. Goes down, and it's a low line drive. Cascade, give them a lot of credit. They have hit a lot of balls right at people in this game, and the Spark have played great defense behind their rookie pitchers.
They are going to make another pitching change that gets fantastic fan support.
Fantastic crowd. Beautiful day, too, the past couple of days. We got Peja Gould coming back into this game. This had to have been the game plan. A little bullpen game here for the Spark and making quick pitching changes.
I'm thinking with these pitchers having to come in and out from the outfield, we need to kind of get in the Portland spirit, grab a bike. See a lot of bikes in this part of the country, in the city, so maybe get them a bike out there. They can come back and forth a little more efficiently.
I like this idea.
Yeah. Until one of them wrecks it, and then
channel
on the field.
Oregon spirit here. Yeah. I love that.
That would be the ultimate. We talked about Peyton Gottschall earlier being the reliever and kind of the heavy metal music. Peyton Gottschall riding a bike out of the bullpen in the seventh inning epic. With the closer music on.
Let's pitch that to someone. I love that idea.
Well, you know, you're tight with Jamie Lopez, Low Price, old friends. Let's see what she thinks of that idea. Part of the reason these fans did not leave last night is because the autograph lines after the game. So we saw him lined up all down the outfield fence. Peja Gould is tapping her PitchCom device, and Sydney Romero will be the replacement for her. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Tori Vidalis. Two outs, nobody on for Tori. See the Olympic necklace that she wears. Playing for Team Mexico. Handful of her teammates on that roster are either on the field or in the league. Sydney Romero, one of them, out at shortstop.
It's always so crazy to think about that Tori Vidalis works for SEC Network and does SEC Now studio coverage during the regular season and also at the World Series, and how many times she's probably called Peja Gould's highlights and talked about her in studio, now hitting off of her.
And retired by Gould. She probably said a lot of great things about her this
spot. That really started to crush it seemed like the spirit of these fans early in the game, and got to Kelly Maxwell early.
Can we just talk about the fact that Sydney Romero is on a 5-game multi-hit streak now? That is ridiculous. She had one hit in the opening series and now is just raking as Sydney Sherrill sends one out in the left field for a leadoff single. Romero 8 for 14 in the last 4 games. Even better than that further back. That misses, that catches the outside corner, strike one. This is Bubba Nichols Camarena. Underneath this into foul territory. And there's one out. Sherrill will stay put. Just one home run allowed in the first 7 games for Portland. They've given up a pair of them tonight, and this would be the team to do it because Oklahoma City entered the night leading the league in home runs. Mentioned they had 4 in game 1 against Chicago. Tip of the cap, though, to Peyton Gottschall. 4+ innings, 4 hits, and just the 1 earned run on that Maya Brady swing that she just kind of shrugged off like, what are you going to do? Oh, a clean little glove flip from Cahalan. That was pure class from Kenley Cahalan.
And Sis Bates, appreciates that play right there, because that's a play that Sis Bates would make up the middle as well. Glove toss to Sis Bates. She got a front row seat for it and loved every second of it, watching Kenley Cahalan do her thing for that force out. That was sweet.
That's going to be a nice partnership for Kenley Cahalan up the middle, to have Sis Bates to your left at second base, who's done it for so long and always been one of the best gloves on any field that she has played in, whether it be in her days at Washington as a 3-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year or in the Pro League. Two-one count to Amari Harper. Takes on the outside corner, 2-2. 3-2 count is outside, ball 4.
Mari Harper has had some quality at bats in this game.
She's reached 3 times, a walk, an infield single, and a double.
Well, and even the out that she had have a star next to it. It was that deep fly ball to center field that Kendra Falby was able to track down. So she made a nice play on one off of her bat.
I'm going to steal that. I underlined them, but I like the star better. I'm going to steal that in my scorebook.
Could go highlight, could go star. Mix it up.
Strike one to the pinch hitter, Billy Andrews, third-year pro out of Nebraska. Off to a slow start at the plate. 0 for 7 on the year. Pops this up in foul territory. Long run. Torres laying out, and her and Megan Grant collide. And Torres is in the dugout right now. And all good. Checking on each other. That is a tremendous hustle in a 5-run deficit in the last inning right now.
Just going all out for this ball, understanding how important it is, and just giving effort. Megan Grant runs right into Torres, and then look at Amber Flores, the head coach of the Spark, try to help keep her from falling even more. Ouch.
Anna was like hiding on the stairs back there. You can kind of see her in the background. Good to see those two are okay. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Andrews frustrated. One last chance for the Cascade at the plate. It'll take a monumental effort. They trail by 5.
And they got shut out last night trying to turn the tides with their 3-game losing streak that they came into this game with. And one was this attack mentality at the plate that Amber Flores talked about. They've owned that and executed it. You can tell they're sticking to plans majority of the time. They're coming at the plate. Secondly, scored early. They got on the board in the first inning, the second inning, the third inning, put constant pressure early on to the Cascade team. And then number 3, the proactive pitching changes that they made with this young, all-rookie pitching staff, being able to get ahead of the Cascade getting on them and utilize the pitching changes and the re-entry rule to be able to give them different looks and keep them off balance.
You are not done in the AUSL until you have been subbed out twice, so a little bit different. Mainly in the case of a sub, because a starter, of course, in college can re-enter as well. So it's a very similar rule for a starter, but for a sub, you can come in, come out, and then re-enter again.
This Peja Gould curveball, by the way, has 13 inches of horizontal break.
Ground ball from Bates, and Lee did get her foot on the bag. 1 out.
And you're seeing this Peja Gould movement, and that, if you're not familiar with our sport, 13 inches of horizontal break with her curveball. Hold your hands up and think about a foot of break and trying to hit that pitch with a bat that is seemingly almost impossible with 13 inches of break. It's impressive for Peja Gould.
Bounces the first pitch into Kenley Cahalan. And they get a rally started. Cahalan ground ball. Sydney Sherrill's busy day continues. 2 outs. Talk about a response. Megan Grant made sure that this wasn't a shutout. But the Spark are 1 out away from holding Portland to just 1 run and finding their bats, probably more importantly in their minds. Grind and Peja Gould combining for this masterful performance. Allie Newland will pinch hit. Fouls the first pitch back. Park would bring them to a 500 record. 4-4 would snap a 3-game losing streak and snap a 5-game win streak for Portland. One. Just misses outside.
They're still into it. They still think that they have a chance here.
You just don't get a lot of home games this year either. And so when we talk about the magnitude of these games early in the season, it means so much. It's only a 25-game season, so some teams are going to play 13 at home. Some teams only going to play 12 at home. Your opportunities to see now your team in your home city are limited. Three-two count. Ground ball. Gould wants it herself. Turns, throws, and a fantastic performance from Oklahoma City all the way around.